Welcome back to PC1, where our building and fit out work is now almost complete, and from a production and operations point of view, PC1 is now almost back online. Let's take a look inside and I'll show you what we've been developing. So you have to remember that we took on PC1 as a completely empty industrial unit, and we've had to build absolutely everything that the building requires to complete the development, start production, go through approvals, and then support the aircraft in service. Where we are at the moment, this was a completely empty part of the industrial unit underneath the mezzanine offices, and we've started by building a number of additional functions here that the business requires. So this is our new reception area. So anybody coming into the facility will come through the lobby into reception. Receptionist will be here, and then what you can see over to the side here is the reception area will double as a showroom. So we'll have all of the paint samples, the leather samples, examples of the Digi-Cockpit, and all of the things that you'll want to touch and feel about your helicopter, and it'll be overlooking what will become a sort of pseudo showroom. So the two aircraft that we've built to date will be positioned there ready for guests to come and experience and interact with, all in view of the reception area. This space can then open up. So we've got some conference doors here that allow us to open up to next door. So when we house customer events for engine run, for first flight, and for various other things that we've got planned over the coming months, then we've got the space to entertain people. This is, under normal circumstances, just the staff canteen. So it's where everybody in the business eats together and meets every day to gel that cohesive culture that we want across the building that underpins effective vertical integration. But of course, when those big conference doors open, we've got a second sort of panoramic window here showing out the full production facility and the immediate area in front of it, which is our little showroom. So a very simple addition to the facility, but really important for the day-to-day operation here at PC1. Let's go and have a look at our conferencing facilities and our admin block. So down at the far end of the first floor here, we've built all of the administrative functions from within the business. So finance director, accounts department, and then HR office down at the far end. And on this side here, we've installed two large meeting rooms. So as the engineering team grows, as the approvals team grow, and we have to interact more with the authorities and more with our own team, then we need increased meeting room space to allow those activities to go on uninterrupted. So two new big meeting rooms, all the admin functions, all installed now and ready to go. The furniture goes in next week, and then we're operational by the end of the week. So in addition to the customer-facing facilities at the top end of the building, we've also been completing the key manufacturing infrastructure down here on the shop floor. This is the all-new trim shop. The purpose of this building is to essentially create a dust-tight environment. There's roller shutter doors to go on both ends of the building to allow us to carry out the blocking up of model board materials and other tooling substrates that we use, the development of tools themselves, the trimming and sealing of tools, and then the final trimming and preparation of composite molds and cured parts. This facility sits right between stores, just at the top end of the building, and as you can see, it opens out onto the gantry mill, and that allows a free flow of material from one end of the facility to the other, past all of the equipment that we need to make the patterns, tools, and molds. In addition to all of the blocking up equipment, the band saws, the drills, the sanding discs, and the adhesive equipment, we've also got a rigid base, and this is a key piece of equipment to allow us to use these low-cost pattern boat building techniques and still hold the necessary tolerances that we need to make aircraft-grade parts. So if we come out the bottom of the trim shop, through the roller shutter door, and then in this space in between, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be fitting a large gantry crane to allow us to move the whole fuselage side molds, the massive molds that we use to make the airframe, backwards and forwards from the gantry mill, simply and easily. And that will allow us to move them from the gantry mill to the trim shop, and then they can be trolleyed over to stores when we're finished with them. And I'm very pleased to report that after a considerable amount of effort, we've now almost got the machine shop, the mezzanine, and the whole environmental control area completed. So as you'll recall, we have to temperature control the machine shop to be able to hit tight tolerances. To temperature control the machine shop, because it's within an industrial facility, everything has to be fireproof. So we've built our mezzanine structure, we've got the fireproof walls around the structure, all of the structural steelwork is protected with fireproof cladding, and even the ceiling tiles are fireproof. On top of that, we've now got all of the air conditioning head units in. You can see them dotted throughout the roof. So all of the apparatus for holding the temperatures that we need in here is now in and ducted. We're just connecting that up to the plant outside, and then we'll finally be able to switch it on and start to stabilize the temperature in here, ready to get the machines recalibrated and hit the ground running again with the parts that we need to make throughout the platform. In addition to that, we've also been working to get our new extended metrology lab implemented. Let's go over there and I'll show you that. Welcome to the new metrology lab here at PC1. This is about twice the size of the facility that we had at DC1 and now contains all of our precision measurement equipment in one environment directly adjacent to the precision machine shop here at PC1. If you have a look over here, these are two machines you won't have seen previously, our Surfcom and Roncom machines. These are part of the suite of equipment that you need to be able to make precision gears and bearings, dealing with the roundness and the surface quality. And then we've got our precision CMM machine that deals with all of the dimensions of the precision components we make for the engine and transmission, and then a suite of more general metrology equipment that help us cope with the sheer volume of precision parts that we'll be making over the coming months. While the guys have been busy developing and finishing off the machine shop and the associated facilities down there, up here on the first floor, we've completed the ceiling of the industrial floor on the mezzanine level, and we've now started the construction of the various cells that are being built up here. On the back wall over there, we have the avionics test cell and development cell, the wiring test cell, and an electrical test cell. We've got the trim development shop for all of the seating and the interior trim panels. And then in the far corner, we've got the mechanical assembly. And then over here, the glazing center. If you come and have a look at this piece of equipment, this is the first of the production equipment we'll be using for making all of the transparent panels on HX50. This is essentially just a big pizza oven, and we use this to heat and soften both the acrylic sheets and the polycarb sheets under the right temperature profile to get them into the conditions where we can then form them over the tools to make the windows that define our lovely aircraft. One other thing that you can see quite nicely from up here is our composites oven and our paint facility that we installed a little while ago has now got the gas connected to it. Obviously, you buy a building, the gas comes in at that corner and the paint booth operationally needs to go there. We've had to run a gas main all the way around and get that all connected and commissioned. So that's now done. Both the oven and the paint booth are operational. So as soon as we have the laminating shop in place, we're off and running again.